Well, today we're diving into what might be the biggest leap in artificial intelligence since ChatGPT first hit the scene. The shift from an AI that can talk about stuff to an AI that can actually go out and do stuff.
And this quote right here, it just nails the whole concept. We're not just talking about building smarter chatbots anymore. The real goal, the true north, is to create a genuine assistant, an AI that doesn't just hand you a plan, but actually takes action in the digital world for you.
So far, we've been wowed by generative AI, right? It can draft an email, write a poem, or map out an incredible detailed travel plan for a trip to Paris. But that's where it stops. It can talk about the plan, but it can't execute it. The absolute game changer is this next step, an AI that doesn't just talk, it does.
Okay, so let's really dig into this first big idea, this fundamental shift from talking to doing. What does it actually mean to go from just generating content to actively getting things done?
Think about it like this. The AI models we use today are amazing content creators. They are, however, totally passive. They wait for our prompt, they generate some text or an image, but they can't actually, poke around the digital world and complete a task. It'll give you the perfect Paris itinerary, but you're still the one who has to buy the ticket.
Now, just imagine an AI that doesn't stop with the itinerary. Imagine it can then go and open a browser, talk to airline and hotel websites, compare prices in real time, and then book everything for you based on what it knows you like. That is the massive leap we're talking about. This really powerful idea of an AI that acts for us, well, it has a name, the AI agent. So, let's meet this agent. Let's understand what gives it this incredible new power to get things done.
First things first, let's get the language right. The key word here is agency. It's all about giving an AI system the power to make its own decisions and act on them to reach a goal you've set for it, instead of just spitting out a reply to a single prompt.
And here's where it gets even more powerful. Autonomy. It takes agency and puts it on steroids. If agency is the ability to take one action, autonomy is the ability to manage a whole project. It means the agent can tackle a complex, multi-step goal all on its own, from start to finish, without you having to check in and guide it every single step of the way.
So, how does one of these agents actually think? Well, it runs on something called a core agent loop, or a sense-plan-act cycle. It's pretty intuitive. First, it senses its environment and figures out your goal. Then, it cooks up a step-by-step plan. And finally, it acts on that plan. This simple loop is what really separates passive generation from active execution.
Okay, so we have this sense, plan, act cycle. But what's really going on under the hood? Let's take a peek inside the agent's mind and see the core components that make all of this possible.
The easiest way to think about it is like a little digital person. At its heart is a large language model. That's the brain, for all the reasoning and planning. Then it has memory, both short-term for the task at hand and long-term to remember your preferences. And, crucially, it has tools.
Now, these aren't physical tools, of course. Tools are basically the agent's connections to other software and systems. For our flight booking agent, a tool would be its ability to use an airline's API to check for seats or to access a database of hotel prices. They're its hands and feet for getting around in the digital world.
But what about really, really complex tasks? I mean, a single agent might have a hard time planning an entire multi-city vacation. This is where the concept gets even bigger, with the idea of agents working together in what are called multi-agent systems. This is where it gets really fun. Instead of trying to build one single know-it-all super agent, developers are creating these multi-agent systems. You could think of it like an AI office. You've got a whole team of specialist agents, all working together, and usually they're coordinated by a manager agent.
And what's great about this slide is how it perfectly mirrors a human team. You give it general requests, plan my trip to Paris. The coordinator agent, it acts like a project manager and breaks it down. It passes the flight task to a specialist flight agent and the hotel booking to a hotel agent. Once they've done their jobs and report back, the coordinator pulls it all together into one seamless plan for you. It's brilliant.
Now, this is an incredible amount of power we're talking about. But when you give an AI the ability to act in the real world, well, the stakes get a whole lot higher. The risks aren't just theoretical anymore. They have real, tangible consequences. And this table really brings that point home. The stakes are just significantly higher. A hallucination in a regular chatbot is an error, right? It gives you a fake fact. But a hallucination in an agentic system, that could mean your money gets spent on a flight that doesn't even exist. So the key takeaway here is that errors are no longer just informational. They can have direct,
physical, and sometimes very costly consequences.
So where is all this technology actually headed? For a lot of researchers, creating these increasingly capable and autonomous agents is seen as a huge stepping stone toward a long-sought, almost mythical goal in the world of AI.
And that goal is artificial general intelligence, or AGI. This is the idea of an AI that isn't just a specialized tool for one job, but one that can reason, learn, and adapt across tons of different domains, moving way beyond programmed instructions to something that feels more like genuine, flexible understanding.
And this is the thought I really want to leave you with. As these AI agents get more and more capable, more autonomous, the line starts to get a little blurry. Are we just building more sophisticated tools that we command, or are we on the verge of creating collaborators, minds that can reason and build right alongside us? It's a pretty profound question that's going to shape the future of tech, work, and maybe even intelligence itself.